Hello, good afternoon, traders. Welcome to this live webinar here with FXDD. My name is Chris from Elite Currency, and thanks for joining. I'm happy to be here actually because I had a small accident with my toe, and it was very, very painful a few days ago. But I'm good enough again to sit in the chair and have my leg semi up. So happy to be here. Let's take a look at the markets, what's going on with price, what could be expected on Friday and beginning of next week. As you know, though, as always, this risk disclaimer and the fact that explains that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. For those that are in the webinar, you already know, but for those looking at the YouTube recording, perhaps you can check out these links to join live as well. And of course, those looking live right now, take a look at the FXDD YouTube channel because Nenad and I also add some videos there as well. So if you subscribe, then you will catch those as well. So let me now switch screens and share with you price action. 1 second, folks. I'm sitting a little bit lower than usual. One leg up in the air. All right. Your dollar breaking to the upside. There we go. And that was something that doesn't surprise me. I mentioned to our followers in Elite Currency that basically as long as price stays above 109.50, it's in bullish territory. And it did. It challenged the weekly pivot point, but ultimately bounced. And at time number 5 or so earlier today, finally broke to the upside. Now, how much space this has, I don't know. It's struggling here. And yeah, all of this was still counter trend. It does now look like 5 waves has been completed. This being a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure how far this wave 5 will push. If it's a mild reaction, if there's some bull flag throughout the rest of today and beginning tomorrow, I think we might see still a continuation higher tomorrow. And in that case, on the hourly chart, this could be wave 1, 2, and this could be like a 3, 4, and up for 5. If price action is too bearish and it breaks below 110, 109.90, below this stop here, let me put a line there, then that could be it of the upside. And price could make an ABC down. As long as price stays with this downside, basically, if it does break through 110, it will probably hit 109.75. That could be a bouncing spot again for upside. If this is ABC as I think it could be. If there are 5 waves up, then price should bounce to 38, make an upside like that, and then a wave C like this down to the 61, and there should be upside from my point of view. So from a trading perspective, if there's a bull flag tomorrow morning and price stays above 110, right? So if price goes a little bit lower, but then up, a little bit lower, then up, and then breaks above 110.28 or 25, that's a buying opportunity towards 110.50, 110.75, maybe 111. If price throughout the day breaks below 110, and at the end of today, there's a daily candle that has a wick like this, that, if it closes below 110, there would be a wick. Then I wouldn't be looking for longs. In that case, I think price might dip a little bit lower, hit the 38, bounce, and could sell here actually upon this pullback and buy again at the 61.8. That's my view, because I think if it's 5 wave up, there could be at least one more leg higher, in my view. If there's some bullish candlestick patterns at the 61.8 fib, maybe 78. So alternatively, if it does make a flag like this on the 1 hour chart and it breaks higher around 110.75, 111, that could be a good spot as well for looking for, in my view, once again, these are all my trading ideas, of course, for a reversal back down, a bearish bounce, because that could be the wave 5 of 5, this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that could be a bouncing spot as well for downside, for an ABC probably. So this is a potential, I wouldn't put a pending order there, but if I see reactions on the 1 hour chart in the zone, potential short area, if I see a strong fall, potential short upon the rebound here, and potential longs as it reaches the 61.8 fib. All of these ideas, personally, I rather use candlestick confirmations and not that keen on pending orders at any of these spots, to be honest. I'd rather wait for price action. I think this is the most likely alternatives, and I think that it's a solid trading plan ideas, but not that interesting that I would put a pending order. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I'm just telling you how I see it. If it flies down beyond the 38.2 fib, then something else might be going on. This might be just an ABC right on a 5 wave. I'm leaning towards a 5 wave, but I'm going to be here very frank that just because I see 5 waves doesn't mean it has to be 5 waves. Often, yes, it's true, but this is, there's a little bit questionable 5 waves in my view, because this was really, really tight with this wave 1 here. And so I'm not that certain about that. So if it really flies below the 50 fib, if there's a lot of momentum basically that drives price below the 38, below the 50, then it's probably not an ABC. There could be a downtrend. So if there's really a lot of momentum pushing lower, then I would look for a like this. Then I would look for a bear flag and look for a continuation lower upon the bear flag break like that. All right, so those are kind of the scenarios I think that are options. To me, I think at this moment, most likely that price is going to make one more upside, in my view, to 110.75 probably. So I expect a flag here. I expect price to dip a little bit, move up, make a triangle, then break to the upside, hit 110.75, then fall. That's my main estimate at this moment. All right. Pound dollar is moving higher and is following a little bit the euro dollar at this moment, slowly crawling up, made a retracement, bouncing again, triple bottom, and bullish price action at this moment. Really bullish price action. A lot of strength in this push up recently, just before we started the webinar, or just at the beginning of the webinar, actually, sorry. And probably going to crack that resistance that it had here at 122.50, quarter level as well. So I shared my wave analysis this morning. Maybe some of you saw it on my Twitter by any chance, but it seems to me that a correction here is over, like this. 1, 2, 3, basically double bottom at the 61.8 fib, and there we go, 61.8 fib, 122, and we needed a break below 122 for downside and a break above 122.50 for upside. So with this candle close, if it closes somewhere like this, that looks bullish to me. I think that would be fine for a long setup, in my view, a buy. Maybe this 4-hour candle could be slightly better. Let's see, this 4-hour candle closes in 2.5 hours. Could be maybe good to let this 4-hour candle close, I'm thinking, and tomorrow morning, because I don't expect it to go right here, right now, all too much. It might push a little bit more, might hit 123, but I think it could retrace again, actually. But if it does retrace, that would look okay for me from a long perspective. So maybe, in my view, best to leave this 4-hour candle close. If it's bullish, that looks good for continuation tomorrow, in my view. You never know, of course, with trading, but I think that's a fair chance. If this ends up with a wick, that's selling pressure, and that would not be good for upside, excuse me. If this ends up bullish, like I think it would, if my analysis is correct, then I think that tomorrow morning there should be some type of retracement back to the 21 EMA, maybe around this 122.40. That could be a good buying opportunity for this week, I think tomorrow's Friday, so probably, let's see, maybe 123.50. I think it could go higher, but this not sure if it's that week, this week. If it breaks, if price breaks through 122, that would be definitely bearish. Indeed, Michelle, I agree with you. Then they would be breaking through the triple bottom or double bottom. I don't know, going to the 78.6 fib at 120.90. It could be an ascending wedge. I would say at this moment it looks more like a double bottom, maybe a triple bottom to me. You have this resistance trend line indeed. This one has been broken. It's trying to break actually right now, like that. And if this candle closes, then that would be a breakout, one breakout at least, not both. So that's why this 4-hour candle is important for me. It's also the 21 EMA. If price, let's say, if it moves up, if it moves up or not, and there's a retrace, and there's a bounce, but price stalls here at the weekly pivot point. So I cannot draw it 1 second. Let me do it like this. All right. Okay, so likely, in my view, to be a bounce because of the bullish price action. So if it is a descending wedge, and it could turn into a descending wedge, I think it's too early for that. This could have been a descending wedge right here, this part, but it's breaking to the upside. So we have still one more option of a descending triangle, which is this bigger line, right? So price would have to hit that and bounce. Likely it will still be support here, but then the second attempt to break would reject here. Once it does that, if it starts to bounce here, it would be good to move the trade to break even or reduce the risk in any case. And because then indeed it could fail again, and then it starts to become a bigger descending wedge, which likely is to break downside. So with this current momentum, the smaller descending wedge is about to break. There's still the bigger descending wedge, I agree, but I'm not too worried about that because that will take some time before it breaks. It would need 2 rejections, I think, before it would break to the downside. Is my expectation. Nothing is ironclad or certain in trading, but this is what I would expect. And I think that momentum is pretty strong here. So I don't expect that if it hits resistance and makes a pullback, I would expect buyers to step in about halfway there. So I think it's worth trying to trade that reversal higher, in my view, upon the pullback tomorrow morning. If it moves up, but it doesn't, show enough momentum to break through the 123 zone, then it could be good to be cautious. I mean, it could be worth just trading this candle, this 4-hour candle, or even this 1-hour candle. It's just that, yeah, I think there could be. It's okay, but in my view, it probably won't go too far throughout the night. So it's okay, but in my view, not sure if it's worth hanging an extra 12 hours to a trade where the chances of it moving are not that high. It just might be better to wait for tomorrow morning, early morning, European time, London time, and see. Probably price made some slow correction lower. If not, and it went sideways, that's also bullish, in fact, in my view. Or there could be, if it goes sideways, there could be a false breakdown, dip, buyer step in and push it higher. So that you can, the consolidation is okay to buy if it goes sideways here, but stop loss does to be below the stop bottom. Otherwise, there could be a dip and rise, for instance. If there is a channel downwards, sorry, I know there are a lot of lines now there, but let me get rid of this. Hang on. Let's get rid of this. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of everything now. I hope everyone, I hope people understand. You understand what I'm talking about here. If price goes throughout the night sideways like this with an angle to the downside, that would be even better than going sideways, because then we're getting the discount, the retracement that I think is possible to get. And that's why I'm rather wait and not buy upon the momentum breakout here. All right, so yes. All right, let's move on. Dollar yen. This, yeah, it looked bullish this morning. It's just that the move up was quite corrective to me. Yeah, I didn't like it enough to say, okay, this is it. But I'm not surprised that it's moving up in a way. And it's trying to break through this channel, in fact, right now. So pretty bullish price action, pretty good bounce. And on a higher time frame, looks like 5 waves completed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC down. So all in all, pretty bullish structure as well, with bullish price action here. Could be good for longs, but back into this zone would probably be desired. 107.50, I think. Now, will it get there and when? I don't know, but that would be an okay zone for retrace and continuation higher, I think. We'll probably go to R1. That could be a bouncing spot. Then it depends on how it bounces there. And yeah, what kind of retracement do we see? If it goes into 107.50, I think that would be an okay zone from a discretionary point of view for upside. All right. Yeah, pound yen. Wow. All right. Yeah, too late. Unfortunately, I was wanted to actually discuss upside breakout potential because of a bunch of fractals hanging around this resistance here and price pushing above that. And that looked like a good breakout for a move up to 132.50. That has already happened. So sorry about that. Nothing we can do about this. But yeah, that was good because of 5-minute chart, you can see moving average aligned, price momentum here, sideways move basically, and the breakout you can see push, sideways push, moving averages aligned. Look good for upside to me. Plus, from a lower time frame perspective, the higher time frames were not super bullish necessarily. There was actually quite a steep downside here on the 4-hour. The upside was steeper. This still looked like a retracement, but the retracement was quite deep. So didn't look that special. But the break here, I guess, above 131.75 is a break above the 21 EMA as well, and this trend line. And there was probably some divergence between these bottoms too. So the upside and the breakout, the bigger breakout, not surprising me. The good news is that I'm working on an automated way of trading this 5-minute scalping system. And the funny thing is that I can already reveal that the system had 6 setups to the upside here. So it would have been something like 2% risk per setup. Could have gained with that EA if it would have been ready by then, at least on this day, about 18-20% with 2% risk per setup. 6 setups going up. So I was very curious if those 6 setups, how that would be faring out, and all 6 hit targets. So yeah, I was happy to see the pound yen now hit target. Now you know why I was happy about that. But I'm working on that. So follow Elite Currency for more updates on that. It's on the programmer's lap, let me say it this way at this moment. Anyhow, not going to bother you or bore you with that anymore. Euro yen. Yeah, well, regard the long term, by the way, looks bullish to me. I think this is, I wouldn't catch it here or fetch it here, but I think that if it retraces back to this bullish candle like that, which I think will eventually happen, not soon, it might push higher, but eventually there should be some retracement. And it's difficult to say about when and how. It depends. Probably R1 it could go. Depends a little bit on. I would assume that this breakout will get more follow through. To be honest, it is counter trend, I know, but I think that at least one more leg higher with such a momentum. If the 4-hour candle holds like this, move back in about halfway to the candle, I mean, there should be a fair chance of a move up further, I think. So that's my view on that. Euro yen, probably the same thing. What's the euro pound doing? Hitting some resistance, moving lower actually at this moment. Euro pound is a bit tricky pair. So it's a slight uptrend at this moment, but a lot of resistance. Not sure about that. I would stay away from it. But yeah, euro yen definitely looks in momentum at this moment. My tip would be to keep an eye on this daily chart. If it closes with this candle like that, retracement fib on this candle, I think, and a retracement to 38 should be okay for continuation. Usually speaking, I would say dollar yen is also breaking to the upside. So dollar Swissy looks not so interesting to me, but it is bouncing at the support trend line, and it is still uptrend because moving averages are aligned to the upside. So it looks, if I had to choose, looks bullish. A little bit choppy, too choppy for my taste, but looks bullish. Dollar CAD breaking lower with an uptrend, not that interesting to me. I'm not a big fan of the dollar CAD, but I think still will be bought on dips, to be honest, but not really something I'm a big fan of. Let me get rid of this fib. This New Zealand still looks bullish to me. It looks like a bull flag, with the break of the bull flag not going anywhere as yet. Let's see. Still looks bullish to me, though. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's a fair chance of a bounce at 63.05. And I don't expect price to break below this support zone, to be honest. 62.80. I don't think it'll go below 62.80. 62.76 is the real bottom. I doubt that. I might be wrong here, but I doubt that it's this pullback. This looks like the end of a bear flag to me. A, B, C. So this looks like up to me. So if it pulls back, I think there's a fair chance of a bounce. This looks like support, and I don't think it should break this bottom. Targets should be around 63.70 is a conservative target, I think. Yeah. Australian dollar USD also generally looks bullish. Correction was quite a bit deeper though. Pin bar here at 21 EMA. And it looks like a zigzag too. Up, correction up. Let me check the odd New Zealand. Ultimately looks quite similar to New Zealand dollar. Hang on. Australian dollar moving up more though. Maybe better to wait for this daily candle. Daily candle and slight pullback, maybe to the 50 fib. 38.2 fib bounce here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if price goes sideways. If I would like to see a daily candle close like that, something like this near the high. That means that price would need to go sideways in a triangle, A, B, C, D, E. If it does do a triangle, then a breakout higher is okay. If in the meantime, either during today or the beginning of tomorrow, price dips down to the 50, then I think that would be still a buy. That would still be a bouncing spot, in my view. So either it dips down, hits the 50, that's a bouncing spot, or if it's a triangle, then that looks bullish to me with a continuation pattern, momentum, triangle, continuation pattern. All right, euro odd traded this to the upside here and here for move up to the R1. Now could still be bullish. I mean, it's ultimately still an uptrend, but it's a little bit choppy here. Not that big a fan. It's kind of slowing down. Euro New Zealand, also an upside trade based on the bounce. This could be a little bit better. A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2. So could be an okay breakout. All right. If this is a wave 3, I don't know. Let's see. If it is a wave 3, that would be great. But I would like to see price probably stay above this trend line. So if it retests this trend line, it could still be a bouncing spot as long as it stays above the weekly pivot point. I have my stop loss below these bottoms here, 173.50-ish. All right, pound odd. Also pound odd moving up. Wow. I don't see anything on the pound odd at the moment, to be honest. Pound New Zealand. Yeah, I don't know. Could be a bouncing spot to the upside, maybe. Very deep ABC correction, though. I'd rather wait. If it breaks, I'm looking for a pullback and it bounces to 21 EMA. If it bounces here, it still looks bearish, in fact. So it depends a little bit on the price action here, if it breaks or bounces at the 144 EMA. I don't see anything, any particular trade setup on that, though. All right, this is Dow Jones. Yeah, big wick here. Looks bullish. This looks like a bounce, pullback, and we are getting a continuation. I would probably rather wait for today's daily candle. If it's bullish like this with a wick this big, that would be candle number 5, not breaking this low at least. And in that case, I think there's a fair chance that price has bounced already at the support trend line, and price will probably retest the highs up in here again. Okay, this could be a triangle, A, B, C, D, E perhaps. Still looks bullish in my view, especially with this bounce at support and there's a hook back. So daily candle like that, probably tomorrow or beginning of next week, look for a pullback of this daily candle, a little bit at least, and a continuation higher, I think, to 27,000, maybe 27,250. Let me scroll to the left. Somehow I missed. Here we go. There are more pairs. DAX. Yeah, looking retracement lower was a little bit steeper. I like the Dow Jones a little bit more than the DAX for upside. But ultimately, this daily candle is a little bit smaller. You can see small details, but still, ultimately probably will generally kind of move the same, most likely, as the Dow Jones. I like the Dow Jones a little bit more, though. But if today's daily candle is like that, too, looks bullish to me as well for a retest of these tops. All right, gold, yeah, bounce or break spot, was leaning towards a bounce. I think I posted that analysis on FXDD actually today. if my memory is correct. And I was thinking that it's more of a bounce spot. This looked like an ABC up and ABC down. Oh, let's get rid of this fib. Yeah, here we go. ABC down, ABC up. This looked more like a bounce spot to me. But of course, obviously, if there are breakout candle there, then that would change things. It didn't. It was a big wick here, and price is now breaking below the 20 EMA. So push through 1494 would break the weekly pivot point, and I think there could be a chance of price still going down to that 14-15 level, and maybe one more deeper retrace. Ultimately, this is a bull flag for the moment. So even if it makes one slight lower low, it's still bullish. The overall structure is still bullish, and I would be interested in buying at 1450-ish, that area there, for the bottom of the bull flag, and hopefully also the main turning spot for the end of the bull flag and an uptrend continuation. Ultimately, this is still an uptrend here, and this looks like a flag. But at this moment, I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes through, breaks here, that the flag gets a little bit of extension still, one lower low, maybe two, we'll see, and then continues with this trend. All right, Bitcoin, not surprisingly, broke the triangle to the downside. That's quite typical for Bitcoin. Hit the 61.8 fib, is bouncing a little bit off that 61.8 fib. I'm not sure if the retracement is over yet, to be honest. I spoke about Bitcoin that September was not going to be the month for upside. Looking at timing, that's true. Now we're in October. And I'm not sure if this month is going to be it. I would need to see price break above 9,000 here to 21 EMA. Probably, and maybe more. That would just be a first step, really. It not easy for Bitcoin to confirm an uptrend, but once it does, it goes fast. Like here, if it goes sideways, then need to wait for a breakout. It could also dip down to the 78. Maybe not all the way there, but close to it, around the 6,000. That could be a good bouncing spot, I think. If it does break, I want to see how it breaks. I want to see a pullback and a continuation before I'm more convinced that this is an actual uptrend continuation on BTC versus the USD. I think that from my perspective, BTC USD is more interesting to buy than Ethereum. Same with Ripple, to be honest. All right. I think that's it. Well, that's just, once again, my 2 cents, how I see the market at this moment. Personally, I like the pound dollar dip tomorrow and the potential euro dollar flag up and bounce maybe also at 110.75, 111. Probably the most at this moment. Maybe the pound yen upside as well. Australian dollar, maybe at the 50 fib, could be interesting as well, in my view. All right. Well, I'm going to be back next week, if I remember correctly, here with FXDD, same time, same day, same time. So hope to see you then and there. Wish you all good trading, great day. Feel free to use the chat, of course, if there are any follow-up questions that you would like to ask. Hope that this this webinar has helped a little bit with sorting your ideas, aligning the ideas. Once again, these are just my trading ideas, of course, and it's up to you, of course, to make those decisions for yourself, obviously. But still, try to share kind of my view on what could happen on these currency pairs. Let's see. Well, time will tell. Thanks, Michelle. So far, blue, but surviving indeed. So I'm getting more mobile every day. So that's good. So see y'all very soon. Cheers. Bye bye.